Hello friends. So today we are going to learn what are Android activities, what is toast, and what are intent and Android. So let's get started. So we'll start a new Android Studio project. Select on empty activity. Next, I will give the name of my application as activity demo and click on finish. Okay, so what is activity? An Android activity is basically one screen of Android application user interface. In the other way, we can say Android activity is very similar to a window in a desktop application. An Android app may contain one or more activities, meaning one or more screen. This is a single activity. Okay, we can add one or more activities to it. So this is my basic activity. I want to create one more activity that will be welcome activity. So to do so, I will click on this package com.example.activity_demo in Java class. Right click it, new activity, and from here I will select empty activity. This will create a new activity. So it will ask me the name of the activity. I will give it welcome activity. Now it is asking me to generate a layout file. Yes, I want to generate the layout file. This is the name of my layout file. There is an option called launcher activity. Android asks that if you wish to make this activity as the launcher activity, meaning that whenever you start your application, this activity will load first. So I don't want to do that. This is my package name, this is my source language, and I will click on finish. So here my second activity is created, that is welcome activity. Here you can see it, this is welcome activity. Okay, so now in main activity, I want that I will create a login form which will take the data from the main activity and will transfer that data and show the data to the welcome activity using intent. Okay, so let's start. I will take a text. I will take an edit text with the help of this is a tool called infer constraint. It will automatically set the constraints, so you don't have to manually set it. I'll just click on it. It has set my content. So from here I will remove the text that is by default given to it. I have removed it. So this is, I will give a hint, set that what is it. So to do so, go to the XML file, just write hint. You will get Android hint. Just click on that, and I want to give hint like enter name. So it will prompt here enter name. I want one more field, that is number. So from this palette I will select the phone, or else we can select the number also, but I want phone, so I drag and drop it right over here. Again info constraint, it will automatically adjust. For our safety I also adjust it. So again in the XML file I will give it a hint that will be enter number. Okay, now I will add a button. Whenever the user clicks this button, the data from name field and the number field will be taken to a variable, and then we will pass it on to our welcome activity with the help of intent. Let me just change the name of this. I will give it ed name, and for the number I will give it ed number. Guys, here you can see it is giving me error that layout constraint top to the bottom of id edit text. So it is not able to find edit text because we have changed its name to ed name. So just rename this. Okay, now I will also rename the id of button, that is I will give it btn submit, and I will change the name of the button to submit. You can also do this from here. Okay, let me set the bounds. Yes, now whenever I click this button, I want to execute a function. So I will create a function in the XML file. To create this, we can just use on click. Whenever the user clicks the button, this function should be invoked. So I will name it as get data. So guys, here it is giving me an error. The error is that there is no function like get data. So press Alt Enter, and here you can add a get data view in your main activity. That means it says we can create a function called get data in our main activity. So in main activity I have a function called get data. So whenever I will click the button, this submit button, it will call the function get data. Okay, so I will just print a toast. Okay, so what is toast, right? Actually, a toast is a small message that is displayed on the screen, similar to a tooltip or other similar pop-up notification. Basically, a toast is displayed on the top of any main content on Android activity, and it only remains for a short period of time. Like we have an options in toast of long and short. The time interval of short is approx 2 seconds and long is 3 to 5 seconds. So to create toast, we will just use toast dot make text. We will make a text. First it takes 3 arguments. First is context, second is character sequence, which text do you want to add, and third is the duration. So I want my application context is this. You can also use this, or else you can use application, that is get application context. This says that application context, my current application context will be fetched with this application context, or else just write this. Now I will write a message, you just pressed B submit button. Now I want to give the length, so I want to give the length to toast, so I will write toast dot. See, I have two options, length long and length short. Let's see length long. Okay, so we have successfully created a toast, but to show it to the user, we have to use a function that is show. So to do this, dot show is the function. Save it. Let's test the code. Run it. So my Gradle is building. It will take a bit time. Okay, done. It is done. So as you can see, my form is looking good. So let's check. Whenever I click the submit button, it will prompt me, you just pressed submit button. So till here it is clear. Okay, now we will further move on. Now I don't want this for a moment. I will remove it. So whenever I click the get data, I need the value of these two fields. So I will take a variable that is name, and the name of my text edit text was ed name dot get text, that is now only text dot to string. We have to convert that value into the string. So to string. Now variable number is equals to ed number dot text dot to string. So I have got my name and number. So let us check if I am getting the correct value or not. I will just pass the name of the variable, and for the safety I will add a space between them so that I can see. Okay, so let's rerun the code. Okay, now let me enter my name Prince, number 9099090990, right? Whenever I click on submit, okay, it is working very fine. Now we'll move further on. Now we will create an intent. So to create an intent, we will create a variable intent which will be of type intent. Okay, so what is intent, right? And an intent is a messaging object that is used to request another application component to perform any action. Basically, intent facilitates user to communicate with app components through several ways, such as starting an activity, starting a service, delivering a broadcast receiver, or we can just launch an activity, display a web page, display a list of contact, broadcast message, dial a phone number, and many more. There are two kinds of intents. One is explicit and the second is implicit. We will be using explicit intent right over here. So we have taken a variable intent is equal to intent. It is a type of, it shows me that this variable is type of intent class. So it will take two arguments. First is the application context, that is this of this, obviously this is my application context. Second, where I want to pass my data, or where or which activity I want to start. So that is, I want to start my welcome activity. So I have selected welcome activity. Now I will choose the class. So to do so, I will write colon. It will say me the class.java. I will click it. So here this variable intent points on the class welcome class dot kt file. So this is my welcome class dot kt file. Okay, so to start the intent, we use start activity and will pass the variable intent. So let's check this till now. Is it working fine or not? Okay, let me just click on submit, as in I have removed the toast. Okay, so it is working very fine. See, it is working fine. Now let's pass the data. All the data is in name and number variable. So intent is also capable of passing some amount of data from one screen to another screen, that is one activity to another activity. So to do so, I will use intent dot put string put extra. Put extra will work as an key and value pair. So I will give the name of the key, that is first value is the key is name and the value is is in the name variable. Now I want to add number also, so I will use intent dot put extra, that is my number, and I will give the variable name, that is number. So this will add values to my intent, and whenever I pass this intent will carry on these values to my another activity. Now let's go to the welcome activity. So here is my welcome activity. Let me just see the layout decoration so that I can do the layout easily. So let us take a text view. I have just placed the text view. Let me increase its size. So with the help of infer constraint, I have constrained it. Okay. So from here you can change the ID also. So I will give it TV value, that is text view value. I will remove the text that is over here. I will increase the size. So to do this, you can just add a property, that is text size. I want it as 25 dp. Okay, so the text that will come over here will be 25 dp. So if you want to check how much is 25 dp, just write any text in it and you can see that this is 25 dp. So the first will be my name. So I will take one more text view. I'll just copy it and paste it right over here. So I just got two text views. Here it will give me the error that it is mismatching with the value. So it has given the ID, that is text value 2. Here you can see TV2. I will select it as text value number. Okay, so the name of my first text view is text view number and the second is TV value for a name. Okay, I let us move forward to welcome activity.kt file. Now whenever you pass an intent, the data is passed to the another activity. Okay, now my data has been passed to this activity. So how to fetch that data? I will create a variable for name that will be nm, and using the implicit object of intent, that is intent, I will use a method that is get string extra. This will give me the string that I have passed previously in main activity, that is this, with the help of put extra. I just have to provide this key and this function will fetch me the value of that key. So my key was name. Now for variable number, I'll do the same, dot get string extra, and it was number. Okay, so let's just test, does it work successfully or not. Toast dot make text this, I want to pass name here and number right over here. Length of my toast will be long dot show. Okay, let's run the program. So it will take time. Yes, it is done. Gradle building is done. Now let me just pass prince and enter the number 9099090. Now whenever I click on submit, okay, I am getting my, so here you can see that value is going successfully. Okay, I am getting the value right over here. So I want to set that value on my text views, that are TV value and text view value number. So TV value dot text is equals to nm, my variable. So this will set the text value of nm. Now in TV value number, I want to set number. So the number which will I get, it will be directly set to TV value number. This text is now, this is an replacement of set text and get text method. So whenever you want to use set text, just use dot text and use equals to operator. Now in the main activity, whenever my activity starts, before that I want to print a toast that my activity is started. Activity started, and that will be of time long. So it is done. So let us now finally compile the code and see how it works. Let me show you the code once again. So this is my welcome file. Here you can see I have written just this much block of code. This will get my value of the intent that is passed from here and will place it into the edit text we have created. So let us run the program and see what is the output. Okay, prints number, let me submit it. Okay, so here as you can see, I have got the toast and my value. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next update.